Have you ever noticed your vision isn't what it used to be? Maybe street signs seem blurrier, reading feels like a strain, or the glare from headlights keeps you from driving at night. You're not imagining it, and you're certainly not alone. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden, where we focus on helping people over 50 live longer, stronger, and more fulfilling lives. Today, I want to share something that could quietly transform your eyesight while you sleep. It may surprise you to learn that some of the simplest foods in your kitchen hold the key to protecting and even improving your vision naturally. Science shows that nutrients in specific nuts can help repair and nourish your eyes overnight, combating inflammation, oxidative stress, and nutrient depletion that worsen with age. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 4 nuts to eat before bed and why they could make a real difference. The good news is that improving your eyesight naturally doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated routines. Research shows that the right nutrients can support retinal health, reduce inflammation, and even protect against age-related vision decline. By focusing on a simple diet to improve eyesight, especially foods rich in healthy fats, antioxidants, and trace minerals, you give your eyes the tools they need to repair themselves while you rest. Tonight, I'll introduce 4 specific nuts, each with unique benefits that can quietly nourish your eyes as you sleep. These are not gimmicks, they are science-backed foods to boost eye health and protect your vision for years to come. Let's start with a nut that's been quietly working behind the scenes to support your vision for decades. The walnut. Walnuts are more than just a cholesterol-lowering snack. They're a powerhouse of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Now, I won't drown you in biochemistry, but here's the important part. Your eyes and your brain are intimately connected. The optic nerve is like a high-speed information highway, and it relies on healthy fats to send signals quickly and clearly. As we age, especially after 60, that highway begins to slow down. Blood flow to the retina diminishes, and your eyes start working harder, struggling to adjust to changes in light or focus on details. That's where walnuts come in. The ALA in walnuts helps support blood flow to the retina and optic nerve. It also acts as a shield against oxidative stress, the kind that gradually wears down nerve fibers and reduces inflammation that can interfere with visual signals. Think of it like giving your visual system a gentle tune-up while you sleep. But the benefits don't stop at the structural level. Mental clarity often declines alongside vision as we age, and healthy fats play a critical role in keeping your mind sharp. A well-nourished brain supports better processing of what your eyes see, so walnuts provide a dual boost, protecting your eyes and enhancing your mental focus. Let me share a story to illustrate this. One of my patients, June, was 72 and had always loved painting. Over time, she noticed her vision becoming blurry, colors less vibrant, and fine details almost impossible to discern. Beyond the visual changes, she also felt mentally foggy and disconnected from the creative activities that once brought her joy. We introduced a simple evening routine, a small handful of walnuts before bed, combined with other nutrient-rich foods as part of her diet to improve eyesight. 3 weeks later, she came to my office carrying a painting. It wasn't just the sunflowers in the vase that looked bright, it was her eyes. "I feel like my eyes woke up," she said, smiling. That's the kind of quiet, powerful effect walnuts can have when incorporated consistently. Beyond individual stories, research supports the role of omega-3 fatty acids in visual health. Studies indicate that diets rich in ALA can help maintain retinal integrity and reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration. For seniors looking to naturally boost eye health, walnuts are one of the most accessible and effective foods to include in an evening routine. And because they're convenient, require no preparation, and are easy to digest, they make a perfect nightly ritual. So when you think about how to improve eyesight naturally, walnuts should be front and center. They provide the essential fats your eyes and brain need, help protect against age-related decline, and even enhance mental clarity, which is often overlooked but deeply connected to vision. A small, consistent addition each night can make a meaningful difference over time, giving your eyes the nourishment they quietly crave. Next, let's talk about a nut that may seem small and unassuming, but packs a powerful punch for protecting the part of your eye responsible for sharp, central vision, the pistachio. You see, our retinas are under constant stress, not from anything dramatic, but from everyday exposure to light. Sunlight, screens, and artificial lighting all bombard your eyes, gradually wearing down the delicate tissues that allow you to see clearly. That's why vision can feel dimmer, glare becomes more uncomfortable, and details are harder to focus on as we age. Pistachios, rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, act as natural internal sunglasses. These carotenoids absorb harmful blue light before it reaches the macula, the tiny center of your retina, helping to protect your central vision. Most people don't realize that our bodies cannot produce these nutrients on their own. They must come from food. By including pistachios in your diet, you're providing your eyes with a rare combination of carotenoids and healthy fats that help your body absorb them more effectively. Over time, this supports contrast detection, reduces glare sensitivity, and can slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. In other words, a small handful of pistachios every evening is like giving your retina a protective shield while you sleep. Let me share a story that illustrates this beautifully. Harold, a 68-year-old man, had noticed his world looking dimmer over the past year. Night driving became a challenge because oncoming headlights felt blinding, and his vision seemed dull even in daylight. He was hesitant to make dietary changes, thinking they wouldn't matter. But after we incorporated a small nightly portion of pistachios into his routine, combined with other foods to boost eye health, the change was remarkable. Within 2 months, Harold reported that he was back behind the wheel at night, confident and comfortable. His eyes adjusted more easily to different lighting, and the harsh glare that had once kept him home was no longer a barrier. Science backs up these results. Research has shown that diets rich in lutein and zeaxanthin support retinal density and function, directly contributing to eyesight improvement. The macula relies on these carotenoids for protection against oxidative stress, the same stress that gradually damages photoreceptor cells and impairs visual clarity. Pairing pistachios with a diet rich in other nutrients to improve eyesight, like leafy greens and healthy fats, multiplies their effect, giving your eyes a natural, sustained defense. Pistachios also have a subtle but important role in maintaining overall visual comfort. For many seniors, glare sensitivity, blurred vision in low light, and difficulty distinguishing colors can quietly erode independence. By including foods to improve eyesight like pistachios, you not only protect the structure of the retina, but you help your eyes perform better in everyday situations, from reading a book in the evening to enjoying a sunset or driving at night. When you think about foods to boost eye health, pistachios are one of the few nuts that combine nutrient potency with practical convenience. Just a small handful each night can provide your eyes with the protection they need while you sleep. Over time, this simple habit can lead to clearer vision, reduced glare, and greater confidence in daily life. It's another reminder that when it comes to eyesight improvement food, small, consistent actions make a big difference. Now let's turn our attention to a nut that comes from deep within the Amazon. Often overlooked, but exceptionally powerful when it comes to reducing inflammation and protecting delicate eye tissues. The Brazil nut. As we age, many of us experience eyes that feel dry, tired, or irritated, even if we haven't spent hours staring at a screen or reading in poor light. Chronic low-grade inflammation is often at the root of these symptoms. It silently damages the cornea, lens, and retina, making vision less clear and more uncomfortable over time. Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a trace mineral that your body needs in small amounts, but can have an outsized impact on eye health. Selenium acts like a firefighter for your eyes, reducing oxidative stress and calming inflammation before it leads to long-term damage. It also helps recycle vitamin E, a critical antioxidant that protects the fatty tissues of the eye from breaking down. Think of it this way: your eyes are like a delicate glass sculpture. Without the right nutrients, tiny cracks from daily wear and tear accumulate, and over the years the structure weakens. Selenium helps prevent these cracks, supporting resilience, clarity, and overall function. I remember one patient vividly. Walter was 74, a retired school teacher, still sharp and active, but his eyes were constantly irritated. He carried artificial tears everywhere, yet his vision often seemed cloudy, like looking through fog glass. When we reviewed his diet, it became clear he wasn't getting enough selenium. We introduced a simple nightly habit, just one Brazil nut a day, along with better hydration and a few small evening changes. Within a month, he came back, almost in disbelief. "My eyes feel quiet again," he said. It was remarkable how a single, consistent change could bring such relief, proving that sometimes less is more, as long as it's the right kind of support. Research supports the benefits of selenium for ocular health. Studies indicate that selenium's antioxidant properties can help reduce the risk of cataracts and slow the progression of age-related retinal degeneration. By incorporating Brazil nuts into a diet to improve eyesight, you're providing your eyes with one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools available in nature. Unlike medications or synthetic supplements, this is nourishment that works quietly and naturally, supporting the tissues that are constantly at risk from age, light exposure, and oxidative stress. Selenium's role is particularly important because many adults over 60 are borderline deficient without realizing it. A single Brazil nut a day provides more than the recommended daily allowance, gently replenishing what the body has lost over the years. It's a simple, tangible way to give your eyes the nutrients they're silently asking for. When combined with other eyesight improvement foods like walnuts and pistachios, you create a balanced approach that tackles multiple aspects of visual health, from nerve support and retinal protection to anti-inflammatory defense. In short, Brazil nuts are a small but potent addition to an evening ritual for eye health. One nut, taken consistently before bed, can help reduce irritation, protect against oxidative damage, and support the long-term clarity of your vision. For seniors who want to take control of their eyesight naturally, this is a remarkable and accessible tool. It reminds us that the right nutrients, in the right amounts, at the right time, can quietly transform the health and comfort of your eyes. Finally, let's talk about a nut that may seem small and familiar, yet has an outsized impact on protecting one of the most overlooked aspects of eye health: structural support and moisture. Hazelnuts are rich in vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that plays a critical role in maintaining the delicate membranes of the eye. As we age, our eyes lose moisture, flexibility, and collagen, the scaffolding that keeps the cornea, lens, and tiny blood vessels strong and nourished. Without this support, dry eyes, blurred vision, and slow light adaptation become daily frustrations. Hazelnuts help preserve this structure, locking in moisture and protecting against oxidative stress that can gradually degrade these vital tissues. Let me share a story that illustrates just how transformative this can be. Lydia, 69, came to see me frustrated by constant tearing. At first glance, it seemed like over-lubrication, but in reality, her eyes were chronically dry. The body was trying to compensate, producing excess tears, but the underlying issue, collagen breakdown and moisture loss, remained untreated. Together, we made small evening adjustments: better hydration, a handful of hazelnuts before bed, and subtle tweaks in her diet to improve eyesight naturally. A month later, Lydia returned, her eyes calmer, tears gone, and vision sharper. She smiled, saying, "I can finally look people in the eyes again without worrying." Hazelnuts had quietly restored balance, protecting and nourishing her eyes from the inside out. Vitamin E is remarkable because it works synergistically with healthy fats, which are naturally present in hazelnuts. This combination ensures that antioxidant protection reaches the membranes and tissues where it's needed most. Over time, it helps slow the breakdown of collagen in eye structures, maintaining the flexibility and resilience essential for clear vision. And it's not just about comfort, it's about preserving the structural integrity that allows your eyes to function optimally. Research has shown that antioxidants like vitamin E can reduce the risk of cataract formation and support retinal health. By combining hazelnuts with other foods to boost eye health, such as walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, you create a comprehensive nightly approach that targets multiple pathways of age-related vision decline: inflammation, oxidative stress, structural degradation, and nutrient depletion. This holistic approach is far more effective than isolated supplements because it mirrors the way our bodies are designed to absorb and use nutrients naturally. Hazelnuts are also convenient and versatile. Just a small handful before bed takes less than a minute to prepare and provides your eyes with a concentrated source of the nutrients they need during the hours of most active repair. The effect may seem subtle at first, but over weeks and months, consistent intake can support clearer vision, reduce dryness, and preserve the structural resilience of the eye. For seniors concerned about maintaining long-term vision, hazelnuts are the quiet heroes that complement the other three nuts. They help maintain hydration, protect delicate eye membranes, and slow collagen breakdown, all while fitting seamlessly into a simple, stress-free evening routine. With hazelnuts, your eyes receive the protection and nourishment they need to remain strong, resilient, and ready to support the life you love. One of the most important lessons I've learned in decades of working with seniors is this: it's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it. Your eyes, like every part of your body, have a rhythm. Nighttime is when cells regenerate, inflammation is repaired, and tissues quietly rebuild themselves. But if your body doesn't have the right nutrients at that critical window, the repair work is incomplete. That's why an evening routine focused on foods to improve eyesight can be so powerful. Here's a simple ritual I recommend. About an hour before bed, prepare a small bowl with a few walnuts to support the brain-eye connection, a small handful of pistachios to protect your retina from blue light and oxidative stress, one Brazil nut for selenium's anti-inflammatory benefits, and a few hazelnuts to maintain collagen and moisture. Pairing these with a warm, unsweetened herbal tea like chamomile or lemon balm not only supports relaxation, but also helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E more efficiently. The ritual is more than just the nuts. It's about creating a quiet, mindful moment for your body and your eyes. Turn off screens, dim the lights, and take a few minutes to sit comfortably, focusing on calm breathing. These few minutes signal to your body that it's time for restoration, giving your eyes a chance to benefit from the nutrients you've provided. Over time, this combination of targeted nutrition and mindfulness becomes a gentle but powerful habit, nourishing your eyes while you sleep and helping preserve vision, clarity, and comfort. Research supports this timing approach. Studies have shown that nutrient uptake and tissue repair are enhanced during rest, particularly during deep sleep stages. By aligning your nutrient intake with this natural repair cycle, you maximize the benefit of foods to boost eye health. In practice, many seniors report waking up with calmer eyes, reduced dryness, less strain, and even sharper visual acuity after consistently following this evening routine. This simple science-based approach makes what once seemed complicated entirely doable. With just a small bowl of carefully chosen nuts, paired with a quiet moment and warm tea, you're giving your eyes exactly what they need at the exact time they need it. Over weeks and months, this habit can help slow the decline of vision and even support natural improvement in clarity. Let me share one more story that illustrates just how powerful a simple, consistent evening routine can be. Richard, 76, was a retired mechanic, a man who had spent decades working with precision tools and taking pride in his sharp eyesight. Over the past few years, he noticed subtle changes. Street signs became harder to read. Small details on his old truck looked blurred. And worst of all, he struggled to see the smile on his granddaughter's face during their evening video calls. He told me, "I feel like my world is getting dimmer." It wasn't just his vision. It was his confidence, his independence, and his sense of control. When we reviewed his lifestyle, Richard had no glaring deficiencies, but his diet lacked targeted nutrients to support his aging eyes. We introduced the evening nut ritual: a few walnuts, a handful of pistachios, one Brazil nut, and a few hazelnuts, paired with a quiet moment and warm herbal tea. Nothing extreme, nothing artificial, just consistent science-backed nourishment and a mindful pause before sleep. 3 weeks later, Richard called me, his voice brighter than I had heard in months. "Doc, I didn't realize how much I missed seeing clearly," he said. He described waking up in the morning and noticing that letters in his book looked sharper, the glare from car headlights was easier to manage, and the colors on his granddaughter's clothes were more vibrant. When they spoke over the video call, he could finally see her face fully, every detail, every expression. The joy in his voice was unmistakable. His world felt brighter, more vibrant, and fully connected again. Richard's story isn't rare. Many seniors believe that declining vision is inevitable and irreversible. Yet with small, deliberate actions, especially habits that focus on foods to improve eyesight and timing that supports natural repair, real, tangible improvement is possible. This is what happens when we honor the body's natural rhythms, give it the nutrients it needs, and consistently create moments of care. For anyone watching, the takeaway is simple. Your age doesn't determine your vision's future. Past choices don't cancel out the opportunity for improvement. One handful of nuts, one quiet evening ritual, one intentional act of care can be the first step toward restoring clarity, comfort, and confidence. Just like Richard, you can reclaim the simple joys of life, reading, driving safely, and seeing the faces of loved ones clearly once again. Remember, your age doesn't define your vision, and past habits don't cancel out your ability to improve. Small, consistent actions, like the evening nut ritual we've discussed, can restore clarity, comfort, and confidence in your eyes. I'm Dr. Brian, and at Ageless Garden, I want you to know that every act of care counts. Start today, nourish your eyes, and embrace the habits that support natural repair. If this video helped you, please like, share with a friend, and subscribe for more tips to help you live stronger, healthier, and with sharper vision.